Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Kevin with Survivalist Boards. Back on the garden again. And at the start of 2018, I said that we were going to be working on the garden, guys. We were going to be doing a little garden. We were going to be planting some potatoes, some beans, some other stuff. I've got some peppers I'm going to be planting. Got the tractor over there. Got the ground disced up. Got the potatoes over here I bought a few weeks ago. And these are past ready to plant. See how those shoots are coming off? Those need to be pointed up. We're going to take and we're going to cut those potatoes. And then we're going to put them in the ground right down through there, guys. There's a little, just pick out a little rut right down through there. And we're going to come in. And some people may say, Kevin, what about a mound? Aren't you going to do a mound for your potatoes? And the answer is no. I said I like to start mine below surface level to start with. Then as the potatoes grow, we will build the mound over the potato plant as it grows. Then the mound will provide a place for the potatoes to form. If you plant these potatoes in a mound to start with, and say you got yourself a mound 6-8 inches tall, then by the end of the season, growing season, you've got a mound 2 feet tall out here. I mean, it just takes a lot of work that does not need to be done. All right, guys, so let's get these potatoes cut and get them planted. The other day, we talked about picking out seed potatoes and what to look for when picking out seed potatoes. And also, remember a while back we talked about EDC and what kind of knives I carry around the farm whenever I'm working. So it's got a nice sprout coming off of there. Got one little one right there. It's got one coming right there. All we're going to do is we're going to take this potato, we're going to cut it in half. That's all we're going to do, just like that. That gets planted, this one gets planted. That's all we're going to do, guys. Try to look at them, see where the eyes are coming off of. We've got two really nice formed eyes, one there, one there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them, we're just going to cut right down through the middle of them, just like that. And those will make two potato plants. Some people may say, well, how many potatoes will the plants grow? See, this one here is a little trickier because we've got a nice sprout there, nice sprout there, nice sprout there. What I would like to do is we're going to come in, we're just going to take that down there through there like that. So we know we get two plants there. And we're just going to leave it like that, guys. We're just going to leave it like that. How many potatoes you get off of a plant depends on several factors. It's like how much fertilizer you've got, whether the potatoes sprout or not. All these have got eyes coming off of them, so chances are we're going to do real good. Once again, we've got two eyes, two nice size eyes coming off of there. We're just going to split them in half. This one here is a little trickier. I'll tell you what, we've got three off of there. Let's tell you what, let's go ahead and just cut that right there off. That's one potato plant. Then these two here, I'm just going to take them, we're going to cut them like that, there. I'm going to plant those two eyes up just like that. So that's three plants off of that one small potato with very little waste. Very little waste. Remember on the other video we talked about picking out your seed potatoes. Now let's take a look at this one. We've got some rotten stuff there. So we're just going to take and we're going to cut off that rotten. And all that's going to waste. And we're going to take in no eyes over here on this side. So let's cut it just like what we did the other one. There we go, kind of a rotten spot. Just take it, we'll cut some of that out, no big deal. No big deal, guys, no big deal. That's one potato. That's one potato plant. So would you rather have, whenever you're buying these potatoes, they sell them by the pound. So would you rather buy a pound for one eye or like this? That's one. Let's go ahead and cut that right there in half. And there we go. Now, with that big potato, we got no more eyes. We got three eyes. It's the same we did with this one. Three eyes. So which one do you think would be the better buy? This one that you're going to spend more for and only get three eyes, or this one you're going to spend less for and get three eyes? Well, the smaller potato is going to be the better buy. All right, let's go over here, guys. Same thing here. Kind of funny on this one. We could probably split it right down through there, but I want to save those eyes, give those eyes plenty of meat. Wind is blowing really hard today. We got a lot of rain coming in there, and hopefully that one will sprout. All right, a little bit bigger, okay. Take that right there. Cut that off, so that's one. I tell you what, let's just go ahead and cut that right there. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 plants off of that one potato. And so as we were disking up this ground, I've got a little row right here that went around, not really a row, just a little groove in the ground. It went right up there on the edge of that disc. So that's what I'm going to use. Simple enough, guys. Let's just keep things simple. I used to plant my potatoes about 18 inches, maybe 2 foot apart, and Dad came in and kind of corrected me. He's like, no, you plant those potatoes a foot apart. I'm like, okay, Dad. So now we're planting them about every foot apart, and that's all you do, guys. That's all you do, right there. Now, some people like to cut their potatoes several days, a week or so before they're ready to plant, or before you plant them. Some people dip the cut part in lime. Some people dip it in fireplace ash. Just something to keep that from rotting. And I've dipped them in fireplace ash, never have used lime. I've cut them several days before planting. I've cut them the day before planting. In all honesty, I really can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference. I've had good crops in the past. Bubba, what are you doing? Bubba, what are you doing? You know, silly dog, you don't eat potatoes. All right, guys, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna come along and we're gonna plant these about every foot and go right on down, and I may have enough for about half a row or so. And here we go, guys. This is what it looks like. It's not rocket science. I mean, people have been growing potatoes for a long, long, long time. You can see them down there, eye up. It's just how you plant them. Take that cut part, plant it down. Whenever water hits it, that cutting will start producing roots. Roots will go down, and that eye will come up as a plant. Whenever it breaks through the soil, it'll be nice and green. All right, same thing here. Instead of eye cutting, notice how it's flush with the ground. In fact, it's a bit low below the ground. And as the plant comes up, we'll be covering this in videos coming up, guys. As these plants come up, I'll be taking a rake. See, we've got about 2 foot from the potato to where I stopped tilling at, disking at. And so then we'll just make a big mound right here. And all right, guys, let's get a rake, get to work. So as I'm raking the ground up over the potato cuttings, let's have a little talk, guys. And I'm gonna put this to some stock pictures that I've got. All I'm doing is just going on with a rake, raking the soil up over the potato, just to throw some soil up over it. Anyway, a while back, I posted a video saying who's going to be your best friend after crap hits the fan. See, I don't cuss, so I can't say the S word. It's just a moral decision I made years ago. I don't cuss, so closest I can say is crap. And it's going to be your AR-15. Is it going to be your firearms? So who's going to be your best friend? You probably want your best friend to be a rake or a hoe, because they're the ones that's going to be feeding you. Some people are going to say, well, Kevin, I'll just hunt. There's every class, I'll just hunt. Go out in the woods, I'll just hunt me some food. Yeah, guys, during the Great Depression, people said that same thing too. And entire areas of wildlife were decimated. For example, the Southeast Texas turkey went extinct, and Southeast Texas white-tailed deer also went extinct during the Great Depression. They were pretty much extinct. Deer population had to be repopulated by deer brought in from the eastern side of the United States, Virginia type of deer. So the type of white-tailed deer we have in Texas now, it's not the same type that was here 100 years ago because of overhunting. Same thing with the turkey. Southeast Texas turkey, East Texas turkey went extinct and had to be repopulated. It went from the 1930s. You didn't see a turkey here until probably 1980s. And then you couldn't hunt them. I think turkeys were reintroduced back in the 1970s or so. I need to check on that. But people say, well, I'll just go out there and I'll just hunt. I'll just hunt. That's what I do. Yeah, well, people tried that and they still ended up in soup lines, soup kitchens during the Depression. And here's the mound I raked up. See how it goes down through there? Nice and straight, guys, nice and straight. Well, not really straight, but it's there. It's okay to put the potatoes a little bit deep. It's not gonna hurt anything, especially if they've got a good chunk of potato with them. That provides the nutrients so the plant can come up. Some people say plant those potatoes as deep as your hand. So whatever width your hand is, say 3 inches or so, that's how deep a lot of people plant those potatoes. And that's just good broke up soil. So as those plants go to come up, they'll just poke right on through that. And see, that potato is already, there it is right there, guys. See, it's not that far down there. It's right there. I'm just gonna rake that over it. So that's about as width, about as tall as your hand. Bubba, what are you doing? That's gonna be one of the problems, keeping the dogs out of here, especially this one. Got a wireless fence. But anyway, all right guys, next thing is to do, we're gonna plant some beans and keep going.